This is King Bo Christ, and you're now tuned in to the I Say That to Say This show. Beautiful people, welcome back. Episode 22 of the I Say That to Say This podcast. I want to thank you, everyone who downloaded on Spotify and iHeartRadio. I appreciate that. I got a special guest today. We've been sure this interview is a long time coming. I love this guy's personality on Twitter. When he first passed by my timeline, I was like, yo, this dude's nuts. Like, and then as I read a little further, I'm like, I got to get this guy on the show. So introduce yourself to the people, man.
What up, world? It's your boy OMG. It's Kyrie coming live from Baltimore City. Let me get a yeah.
Yo, I like that. That's a neutral Baltimore, New York thing. With no yurt shall go unanswered.
None shall go unanswered. Actually, I did my first television taping in New York. I want to say the Bronx.
Oh, wow.
This place called, it was either the Brooklyn or the Bronx. I can't recall. But it was at this place.
It's a big difference, just so you know, by the way. People from Brooklyn are like, hold on now.
That's why I said, like I can't remember where I went, but it was dope. When I went up there, whatever, it was me and my cameraman Graypex, and we went up there and we drove around and we were on our way to Times Square, and we rolled the window down and just let out a big like yeah, and like we got so many back.
That's what's up. Oh, man, that's what's up. But, yeah, you were here in August, like 11th or something like that last month, right?
Yeah, like 11th and 12th. It's actually a crazy story what ended up happening there, though. Like, so the day before that television taping, me and, again, Graypex had drove to Pittsburgh for a comedy show. And we ended up breaking down an hour away from our destination on the turnpike.
Damn.
Right, so the car breaks down. So the car starts up again after we walk to the gas station and get some shit. So the car starts up again, and we drive for like about half a mile, and it breaks down again. So the tow truck comes and tows us to the nearest mechanic, which is 10 miles away. So we get there, so they come in. About 20 minutes of us sitting there, like, hey, your car's up next. It doesn't look that bad. We'll probably only charge you for the towing. Hey, your car out of here 10, 15 minutes, right?
You're like, all right, cool.
Exactly, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool, that's awesome. So they come back 10, 15 minutes later, like, hey, your engine's fucked. You're going to need a new car. Start making a way to get back to Baltimore.
Damn.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I want to say that's where the bad luck that day ended, because they told us this at about 10:30. So then I called my girlfriend or whatever, and I tell her, like, hey, I might need you. I'm going to need you to come down here and get us. And she's a good 2 hours away. So, because she's still in Baltimore, and at this point, we're in Pennsylvania somewhere. So, Bedford, Pennsylvania. So, they drive, she drives down and gets there about 12:30. So, we go, we're driving 10 minutes away from the place where I just left my car. The same car I just got 2-3 weeks ago. We're driving, and we hit a toolbox in the middle of the road.
Damn. That might have been a sign or some shit, a toolbox. Like,
yeah, but it's like, I'm thinking to myself, like, hey, you know how they say, blessings come in disguise. So I popped the toolbox. She's like, well, why? They like, why are you opening the toolbox? I'm like, bro, it could be money in here. You don't know.
True.
Like, this day is awful. Something has to go right.
True. That's a good way of looking at that. Very true.
Right, but no, it was nothing in there. Just tools. So I just kicked it to the side of the road, yeah. So about 15, 20 minutes, it's about, I want to say we driving. It's about 1:15, 1:30 in the morning. We're still in Pennsylvania. We pull over and we got a flat.
This is all in one trip?
This is all in one trip. We're at this point, we're still trying to make it back to Baltimore. We're still in Pennsylvania. So we go, I get out the car. So I get the stuff to change the flat, right? To put the spare on. And I hear a thunder. It goes, right? And I look up. I'm literally like squatting down, trying to get the lug nuts off. I look up and it starts pouring down raining. And like they're in the car cracking up. They like, yo, how much worse can this shit get? But I'm like pissed, like, because I'm out in the rain and I'm tired. It's 1:30 in the morning.
Everything has gone wrong this day.
Everything is gone. Never made it to my show in Pittsburgh. Man. That was one of my first show in Pittsburgh. So I stopped. So I get in the car, wait for it to stop raining. Get out the car. I get every lug nut off except one, and I can't figure out why this one lug nut not fitting into the tire iron. And it's a wheel lock on the wheel, and we don't have the wheel key.
Damn.
Yeah, so now we gotta wait and call another tow truck to come pop that lock. And this is where things kind of like looked up, I guess. So the tow trucks get there, and he only charges us about $40. Originally, he wanted $100 to come out and pop a wheel lock. Since it was so late at night, he was getting out of bed. But he got out there, and he only charged me about $40.
No, that's pretty cool. At least you know you got a discount that makes up for something.
I mean, so we go, and I want to say I got in my house at, mind you, all this is the night before I'm supposed to go to New York to perform. I get in the house at around 6 something, right? And in my mind, it's like, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck comedy.
Wow, you know what's crazy? I was gonna say that. Honestly, like all that would have me thinking about switching career paths. Like I want to work in the building.
If my cameraman on Twitter, his name is Grapex, right? And you can ask him, like in the car, I'm like, yo, fuck this, fuck comedy, fuck everything about this shit. Like, bro, I'm gonna go to work and get some overtime.
Yeah, word. Damn.
But in the car, they were like, yo, you know, we took an L today. You can't just let it, like, you can't keep an L. You gotta bounce back.
Oh, always. And I was just joking about quitting. You always got to make the best of it.
Yeah. And then my girl like, yo, you got to go tomorrow. You can't just take it like that. You got to go. You got you never know. Everything can just turn around. I'm like, you're right. So I ain't get in the house till like 6 something in the morning or whatever. So I wake up. I want to say I woke up at like 10. Got ready, went out and took my last couple dollars. I went out and got a rental car. So me and Grapex could drive up to New York. And we drove up. We did the television tape and everything went great. That episode comes out sometime in October on sunnydaysmedia.com. And we
definitely go check that out.
For a while. You know, and it was just great. Like the ride went perfect, and we just listened to all types of different music on the way up there. My first television tape, and they had about 4 or 5 cameras in my face, and I was like a natural with it. So it was all just, I don't know.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, it was a crazy 24 hours.
Yeah, that's it. But you got to make it up to Pittsburgh, though. But that'll be on the back end.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely glad you made it up to NYC. That's good to hear. Now, was this your first tour run?
It's not so much a tour.
Okay.
I've been doing more shows in and out of Baltimore. Outside of Baltimore, I mean, I've performed in Washington D.C. I've performed in Waldorf, Maryland, which is nice. For some reason so far away.
You know, I never heard of that, but I was trying to figure it out. Where is that far from you?
It's weird because it's still in Maryland.
Okay.
But it's so far, like it's an hour and some change away.
Gotcha. So, how is that? You know, I wanted to talk to you specifically about the state of comedy. You know, in this day and age in 2017, I think right now, where the world is in its fucked up place, comedians are the only ones able to deliver without bias. Like whatever news you watch, sometimes even even CNN. Sometimes I'm watching like, all right, like you guys are dragging it right now, but I feel like you get the best truth from comedians. Like all the stand-up specials I watch, and you go into a comedy club and you hear the material and you're like, wow, like they're giving us the world real. And the best part about it is they can make a joke of it and make light, but you take it in knowing like, wow, this is really they're speaking the truth.
Yeah. See, all right. See, with comedy it's like, because all right. So I started doing stand up in January, right? Okay. So the more I do it, the more it becomes near and dear to my heart, and the more I learn about the craft, the history. The more I put my time and effort into it, the more it feels like my baby. So, like, as far as the state of comedy now, it's very iffy because you have what I like to call a lot of social justice warriors. So, like, everybody has a blog, everyone has an opinion, everyone wants to write a think piece. And it kind of, like, that combined with a couple other things, it starts to hinder comedy. Because it's like, my mindset is, and you follow me on Twitter, you seen my jokes, you seen me talk about, joke people, you seen me roast people.
Oh, yeah.
My mindset is everything's funny when nothing's funny, right? And in the same breath that I say that, I can take a joke the same way I can give a joke.
Like, that's how our generation is. Well, that's how I thought we were. Like, I thought if everyone wanted to be equal, you got to be eligible for these jokes. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing that people like kind of like forget. Like, you can't say you want to be equal, then say, hey, don't make jokes about me. Right. Like, black people have been a butt of jokes. Dave Chappelle said that black people had to go through so much shit, so many jokes, to the point where, you know what I'm saying, they were like making jokes that weren't really jokes. They were just being mean on stage. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, and that's what made Chappelle back out of his show when he said he was doing like a racist skit, and a white guy was laughing.
A little too hard.
Right, a little too hard. And Dave Chappelle was like, damn, I'm trying to be funny. And he was like, oh, this is so... And it touched him in the wrong way, you know what I mean? So that's very true.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get that. And then it's like, for me, I feel like social media has both benefited and hindered comedy. And this is what I mean by that. It's like a good and bad. Because in the same breath where I'm saying, like, everyone's writing think pieces and everyone's getting offended and everyone wants to be so PC and all that, it's still comedians out here that's like going viral. Like, you know what I mean? Like some people, like a lot of people aren't, so sensitive and they can take a joke. The thing about comedians, and I've said this before in a recent podcast I did, as long as it's a genuine joke and it's genuinely funny and you're not being mean, just targeting someone, sure. Then you understand what I'm saying? Then it's fair game. Then it's fair to joke about. A quality joke doesn't hurt someone's feelings.
Wow, true.
You understand what I'm saying?
Very true.
If me and you are joking, and me and you are joking each other and talking about each other, you understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say something like, "Oh, hey, your mom's a crackhead," because you know what I mean? Like you say, "Oh, your shoes leaning to the side," LOL. Right. Off that. Right. I'm not gonna come back and say something like, "Oh, your mom's a crackhead. You lost your house." That's not funny. That's mean. That's not a joke. That's something that someone's dealing with in their life. Actually, I don't know if you saw it. Recently, I went in a back and forth with someone on Twitter, and I can't recall her ad name, but I went back and forth with her on Twitter, and like she made a comment about black men. So I made a comment. I quoted it and jokingly said that black men are good. We don't need her, right? So she says that my stomach is eating my belt. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, that's true, but your edges are gone with the wind, right? Right. So it's still funny here, right? You're laughing. Right. Right. So she says, my edges are gone, but the grease buildup on your neck isn't. That's funny. That's a quality joke. I'm like, all right, boom. That's facts. Maybe you should take some of that grease and moisturize your dry ass weave. Cool. These are still quality jokes. Now, I'm not too sure what the next exchange was, but then I made a joke, and she says, I'm trying to remember. She said it was something in the beginning of the tweet, but the end of it was your grandmother died from cancer.
Oh, nah, come on.
And she was bald headed. She couldn't even wear a weave. And I'm just like, bro, how is that funny? Like,
yeah, no, that's. You understand? That's I don't think even the worst comedian would think that's funny in the least bit. Right. Like, I would be like, come on. Like, in no way was that a joke. And this is why. And this is why I say, like, mean-spirited jokes and jokes where it comes from, you know what I mean, where you're targeting someone and just trying to hurt someone's feelings, that's not being a comedian. Then it's like, I tell them, like, yeah, well, my grandmother didn't have cancer, but my mom just beat cancer, so it's whatever. Big shout out to Mama Kyrie for beating cancer. I wish I was like Nori and had a motherfucking round of applause in here. That's awesome, man. Seriously. But, yeah, some people just, you know, that's where we are.
But that goes into what I'm saying about it being, you know, everyone's so sensitive. So I made a joke and I put a face on a pack of chicken noodles talking about weave, right? And boom, and then that was like, oh, and apparently I'm not too sure if that's what got my account suspended, but
oh, you're suspended right now?
Have you seen my Twitter? Bruh, I haven't tweeted since yesterday at 10:30.
You know what's crazy? I just looked yesterday.
Yeah.
But I didn't see, I wasn't on today that much. Really? Oh, man, that's fucked up.
That's why I say social media is a double-edged sword, because you have these social media, like, and if you could have saw the exchange, I took the jokes the same way I gave the jokes. I can take a joke. I've been fat my whole life. I can take a joke, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, fat jokes don't faze me. So, I don't know. It's all weird to me. And then it's like, I mentioned before about the viral thing. I feel like, see, I don't want, you know what, whatever.
No, go ahead, please.
No. I'm going to say it. So it's like, as far as like internet comedy goes, social media has brought a new lane of comedy, right?
Right.
And this is what I mean by that. Before you could be TV funny, you could be movie funny, or you could be stand-up funny, right? Oh, he's funny in TV shows, but he's not funny in movies. Oh, he's funny in movies, but he's not funny, stand-up. He's funny in stand-up, but he's not funny in TV shows. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Now it's like you have the Instagram sketch, the internet skit, and that went from being something where you had someone thinking out a skit, making quality, to it being this watered down thing where someone's running around stealing stuff or acting like an ignorant jackass and screaming out a catchphrase and calling themselves a comedian. Like, I was like, what is that?
You know what? I'm so fucking glad you said that.
And it's like, and that burns me up. And it's like, and that's not a jealousy thing. It's more like like I said, the more I do this comedy thing, the more it becomes near and dear to my heart. Like, it blows me when, like, and I don't know if you notice it, but people don't, like, these companies, these casting, these networks, they don't care about if you're funny or not. They care about your followers.
And how they can market to your audience, right?
Exactly.
Like, can they monetize your social media or whatever it is?
Right. I'm going to give you a perfect example, right? It's a comedian. I'm not going to call him a comedian. I didn't even mean to say that. It's an internet dude, internet nigga, that goes around yelling out a dumbass catchphrase that he do some dumbass shit, right? Oh,
you talking about Boonk Gang, whatever that shit is?
Yeah, whatever his name is, bro.
Yeah.
That cracked out, whatever. You have somebody like him. He hit 1 million followers, get butt naked in Chick-fil-A and slide across the floor.
You know, I saw the same thing.
You got another cornball like DJ Academics going around saying, oh, Instagram comedian, boom, or whatever. And I'm just like, bro, he's not a comedian. You're not a DJ. Like, doing dumbass stuff on camera is not a comedian. You're not, I don't know.
No, I saw the same thing. You know, when I saw him sliding on the floor and Chick-fil-A or wherever that was and jumping on the counter and stripping off all of his clothes, and I'm like, this shit ain't comedy. And then I saw him running across, he was jumping across the hoods of cars, like running up the car, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I really said to myself, I'm like, how can you just go and do any and everything on camera and upload it, and people are really, like, don't put laughing emojis under dumb shit. Like, this is not funny, because I don't know, like, if somebody would have kicked his ass running up, jumping across their car, you know what I mean?
It would have been funny, and this is what I'm saying. You know, 50 Cent launched a comedy show with BET. Right. And this is my thing.
I kept using that hashtag. I was definitely trying to get on with that.
No. And everyone was. And this is my thing. Like, you have all these comedians. You have, and specifically, I want to say, you got somebody like Richie Loco, someone who can create a character, put that character in unique situations, and really give you a quality internet sketch. Right. And genuinely have you laughing. That Crippen thing, like, he took something that's everyday life and made it hilarious. That guy genuinely funny, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I was happy as shit to see him on Insecure, because he has genuine talent. Right. You know what I'm saying? But then I go on Instagram and I see 50 posts, boom, like, oh, you saw what they can do. You saw what they can do with just social media. Why should you see when they got a budget behind them, bruh? He steals shit. What do you mean?
For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's a kid named Boonk. now he's got tattoos all over his face. He looks like the Joker. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm not shaming his tattoos. I'm just saying this kid just does dumb shit, and he goes into places. He'll grab, for example, if he went into like Red Lobster, and he's like, oh, can I see the lobster? They handed it to him. He ran out. Like, he runs out of places and he steals. So, and I know people listening, like, they're waiting for the punchline, but that's basically that's it.
And that's every video.
Every video he's stealing something, and he's. I think he's like verified on Instagram at this point. He has well over 1 million followers. He's getting sponsorships. And it reminded me of like that Catch Me Outside girl. And I'm like, damn, she's got a record deal now. Like,
yeah, see, those people, and I don't know, I don't like saying their name.
Nah, no, I definitely noticed that.
And it's not even on those stuff like, I don't want it to be a problem. They can be a problem all they want. Me, myself, I just don't want to give them any more unearned exposure than they deserve. Like,
sure, and I just say it because whatever, but that's actually the problem, that people say it and they're trying to, even just bringing them up makes people go check for them, and somehow, some way that adds to it. That's why,
like, if you notice when you first brought it up, I kind of shied away from it at first because I didn't want to.
Right.
But it's like, I don't know, like, to me that's like one of the worst. Like I said, the internet has given. It's a double-edged sword with comedy. Like, it's given some good things, you know what I mean? Like I said, the internet sketch. It opened up a whole new lane. You can be internet funny now. You can be social media funny.
Sure.
Like, and that doesn't, just because you're internet funny doesn't mean you're going to be stand-up funny. Just because you stand-up funny don't make you TV funny. Just because you're TV funny don't make you movie funny. The internet funny, social media funny, whatever, that's a whole new lane now. You have someone that can take a character, put in unique situations, and really give you a talented sketch. Sort of like, no, I'm not even going to compare it to Chappelle, but yeah. Like,
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Especially cramming it down, like not even on YouTube, especially cramming it down to 1 minute or 59 seconds on Instagram. That's some amazing shit to be able to do.
It is, and in the same breath, though, you have to think, this is why I say it's kind of its own lane. With quality internet, I'll say internet comedians, it's quality. You have to find the quality ones, like Richie Loco. You can see that he actually takes the time to plan his out and give you a quality dialogue with it, right?
Sure.
Right, that's quality. But then you have someone, then it's like you can't compare something like I say, you can't compare, it's different with stand-up. Stand-up isn't like I'm going to record this part. I didn't like it. Let me cut it, run it back, record it again. All right, it's funny now.
Right, you got to
stand-up, you're live on stage. There's no, hey, crowd, let me stop and record. Let me tell you that joke again so you can laugh. I'm going to tell it in a funnier way. Like, you can't. Like,
sure.
It's a whole different ballgame.
And that's another thing with Twitter. Like, I've been on Twitter since like 2010. It's you have to be a different kind of funny to write jokes and make people receive them in the same way, and especially cram down into 140 characters. Like, I'm from the Twitter before Threads, you know what I mean? When you couldn't tweet that much in an hour.
Yeah, Twitter jail Twitter. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right, exactly. So
yeah, I wasn't a fan of Twitter back then. I had one, but I never used it.
A lot of people the same thing, it limited you. But, now Twitter is hip to what's going on, and they are up to speed. But it's a different kind of talent to be able to write out a joke and not just be a fucking fool with a camera in front of you. Correct. And I'm not saying I'm some expert comedian, and I'm not.
No. But it's facts, though. It's not about. That's just the facts. Like, and you're absolutely right. It's two completely different ball games.
Sure.
As far as Twitter goes, I want to say I didn't start becoming relevant on Twitter, like actually understanding how Twitter works until about 2015. And that was in the sense of, like how you said, trying to resonate an unspoken joke to make someone laugh,
right? By
writing a joke on, within 140 characters, and what that is, honestly, you have to find a fan base, and you have to understand your fan base, like. Me, hopefully, I get my account back and it's not, permanently suspended. But I just hit 14,000 last week,
which is crazy.
Yeah, honestly, like I've never had that many followers on any social media platform. Twitter is my biggest fan base. I book shows on Twitter. I sell merchandise on Twitter. Twitter has become a source of income.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Twitter has become a source of income for me. So, like I said, it's completely different. You find that fan base, like, I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. And I'll go and I'll find a meme that everyone's like the popular meme, and everyone's doing it, and I'll give it like a Dragon Ball Z twist. Because in my mind, it's like, all right, cool. People already recognize the meme. So not only will people who already know the meme laugh at the joke because they get what the meme means, anime fans will laugh at the joke because they know what the words mean.
Oh, right, true. Because I do see that on your Twitter, and I never watch Dragon Ball Z, so a lot of things I don't get, but I see, like, it's not that I don't get it, I just feel at the loop because everyone else gets it.
Yeah, like, perfect example is the meme where the guy's pointing to his head like, you gotta think. So, someone made a Goku version of it. So I took that meme, and it was like, you don't have to raise your kids. You don't have to raise your kids. The Piccolo going to do it. And a long-running joke in Dragon Ball is that Goku doesn't raise his kids. Goten and Gohan, hang out with Piccolo a lot. Piccolo pretty much trained Gohan, but yeah. So it's like, you kind of just understand your fan base. And honestly, my Twitter has grown so much from when I originally started getting back into it. I was at 939 followers, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, and like it's like each level I find my niche. So like I would do like I think my first really viral tweet was this one. It was a GIF. Like I started using GIFs a lot, so I called myself like the GIF God. And it was a GIF of what is this show? Bring It On. It was a movie. Bring It On.
With the cheerleaders, right?
Say it again.
With the cheerleaders.
Yeah. So
okay.
It's the Compton Clovers coming in. The Compton City Clovers walking in, and the caption says how black girls enter your mentions when you try to slander them. And
damn well that was great.
Right. And at that point, I'm just like, I'm 930 followers. I'm not thinking nothing of it, right? So I tweeted, and I'm not even paying attention to it. I'll come back an hour with you later, and it's at 5,000 retweets. So I'm just like, that's 5 times as many followers as I have. Like,
right.
Next thing you know, I'm over 1,000 followers. So then I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm trying to think, all right, well, I got my name. In my mind, it's like that tweet's going out there. Yeah, people see the GIF, people see the words, but they're also seeing my name. They're seeing my @ name.
Right.
So they may not follow me, but they see my @ name. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then I went from that, and I would just tell like these random stories about crazy shit that would happen in my life. So then that was like Kyrie the storyteller, right? So then a lot of people would follow me just to hear stories, but that got old like pretty fast. So then I would just like take gifts. I went back to gifts, but I was like really into. So like each tweet would have like the perfect gift. So I became known for like having the perfect gift to go with a tweet.
And how is it? Isn't it? I've considered it like almost a full-time job, and I know you said it's income for you, which is good. But yeah. Tweeting all the time and answering everybody and really coming up with that material is very time-consuming. So it's definitely worth it if you can make money off of it.
Yeah, you got like a double, like your voice is like sounding like doubled over.
Oh, really? All right, hold on, let me see.
Yeah, I just don't want you to have to go back and erase everything.
True. While we work out these technical issues, I want to take a quick moment. Thank you all for listening. I need you to do me a favor and subscribe to the episode. Make sure you subscribe. I don't ask for money. I don't have a PayPal, GoFundMe. I don't want one. What I want is your subscriptions. That'd be a good way to say thank you. I do appreciate it. This shit ain't free. So, to keep this going, go hit that subscribe button. Go like the @KingBoChrist Facebook. Whatever it is you're listening on, whether it's Spotify, iHeartRadio, Tidal, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, whatever it is. Make sure you share your favorite episode. Now let's get back to the show. What were we just talking about? Oh, making money off Twitter.
Yeah.
How do you?
So it's like.
I mean, you don't have to get into money or anything. I mean,
no, it's cool. So it's like I said, when it comes to interviewing me, man, I'm open book. So it's like,
me too. That's why I don't put the pressure on people, because I'm like, don't be like me, just confessing shit on a podcast. Like,
yeah, I'm literally like open book. So it's like, all right. So like I said, I would run the gifts or whatever, and I want to say my first tweet where the first tweet where it was just like almost. I would have a viral tweet like every other week or twice, 2-3 times a month. Was when like at the height of the Meek Mill slander. It was I took a picture of Meek Mill when he was running, where they were joking like he got out of jail or whatever, and the caption said, "Nicki, can I go outside? They're not slandering me no more." And then it was like Nicki says, "Go ahead, boy." And like Meek running outside looking like a kid. Just got
I know exactly what made me talk about too.
Right. Now that tweet got 12,000 retweets.
Wow.
In 55 minutes.
Wow.
Before the first hour was up, it was on every parody account, every comedy account stole the tweet. That was my first time seeing my tweets get stolen.
Wow.
My parody accounts. So, you know,
which also sucks when you have a tweet stolen. That's happened to me a lot on my follow account, my run on Twitter, and I see this shit and I'm like, oh come on, man! It don't cost you nothing just to have my name in there. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, it pisses me off because this is my thing. Like, and this was my whole thing. Like, I've seen my stuff used on Facebook, I've seen it on Instagram, I've seen it on Tumblr, and I don't care if you post it. Just leave my name there so they know where it came from.
Right,
they know
exactly.
where they can come and get more jokes from.
But people take your name out because they're not necessarily gonna say. They want it to be like, hey, we don't know this could be my material. They don't. If they just present it to you that way, it's from theirs, and that's why I think it's fucked up.
On Instagram and Twitter, I got into a baller alert. They stole like 2-3 of my tweets and cropped my name out. So it was Baller Alert and another one of those celebrity gossip sites where I was either cracking on Meek or cracking on any celebrity. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like I said, it pissed me off. It's like, yeah, like, you know, people say it's just Twitter, but it's like, me as a comedian, like anybody can see that tweet and be like, damn, he funny. Maybe I can have him come write a joke for me, or
sure, of course,
maybe we can put him on he can come help with the TV show,
sure,
and write for us. You know what I mean? So it's like, by you stealing my stuff, you might not, you know what I mean? You might be taking opportunities away from me.
And people forget when they say, oh, you're a comedian, they think, just going on stage or making funny jokes, but it's 100 things you could do. It's so many skits and sketches that could be written on Saturday Night Live or whatever your favorite show is, or even sitcoms, or it's so many things you could be doing and you can get discovered, like how people get discovered for dumb shit. It's so many opportunities for you. So when you're like, oh, you're talking about a stolen tweet, like what are we arguing about? Like, no, that could be my key to something, you know?
And it bothers me because, like, one of the main reasons, like, what took me so long, like, I didn't start doing stand-up, like, continuously until January this year. What took me so long to do it, like, part of it was, like, I've always been scared to have my stuff stolen. Like, if I do a skit, like, how would I react if I do a skit and I only have, like, 500 followers, but somebody with 2 million followers steal my skit? Like, what do I do in that situation? Like,
you know what I'm gonna say about that? I often think about that.
That's always been like one of my fears, like when it comes to comedy or whatever. But you know what I mean. And like as far as like making money, like I said, I've gotten booked for shows off Twitter. Instagram is how I got my first television taping. I actually market my catchphrases on T-shirts and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I definitely saw that. That's definitely a good look.
Yeah, mainly on Twitter, and like I said, I haven't made like an enormous amount of money. I've made a couple dollars, like, you know, I made pocket cash off of it.
I mean, it's still making money. Every little bit counts.
No, I'm just saying, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a for me, I look at it like it's an opportunity. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, social media to me is an opportunity. And, like, I'm still trying to figure everything out with it and all that, so.
But to jump back a little bit, I want to, when you say, like, you're worried about a skit gets stolen, today, where we are in the world now, I think people would know. Like, if you think about all the rappers and all, like, I forget what that fucking guy's name is, but he said Drake stole his flow. And now he's doing his own thing, releasing albums, and people know who he is now. So.
XX, and that's crazy. Speaking of him, I've had, this goes back to what I was saying about celebrities reaching out to me. I made a tweet, because it was a catchphrase. I say, uncultured swine. So someone made a tweet of XXX Tentacion, and they like, damn, he look like Majin Buu. So I quoted it, and I'm like, I said, that's Kid Buu, you uncultured swine. So that blows up to 100 and I want to say 15,000 retweets.
Wow.
And like 100 or 200 something thousand favorites. And it's wild because he retweeted it and his fan base jumped. His fan base started following me. He DM'd me like, yo, that tweet fucking hilarious. You funny as shit, keep doing your thing. And
that's awesome,
had a
man.
little conversation. You understand what I'm saying?
That's
so
awesome.
Like, that's what I be saying. Like, you never know what little thing can happen. Like I said, Richie Loco, he reached out to me, and he was just on Insecure season. He was on like the last couple episodes of season 2 of Insecure with Issa Rae. He reached out to me and told me like, "Yo, you funny, keep doing your thing. If you just stick with it and grind, bro, I promise you it's gonna pay off. It's not easy, but just keep pushing." You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I've had, I've had conversations with other celebrities, and they, they always tell me the same thing. Yo, just keep grinding, keep building your fan base, keep being funny. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely. That means when your car breaks down and you get discouraged, you always got to bounce back. Whoever your person is you talk to, when things happen, I joke about like, oh shit, that's worth switching careers. But obviously I'm kidding. Like, that's what makes it much more sweeter when one day, and it's not about the material shit, I don't mean it like that, but one day you'll be taking flights on a tour and being like, wow, I remember my car breaking down on the way to Pittsburgh, and you can make a joke out of it, and people, you can use it as a personal example to people to follow their dreams and go after whatever it is that they want.
Nah, you're right. Another thing, like I was saying, like social media is an opportunity. I had a friend, Trey. Trey reached out to me. He followed me. He thought I was funny. Trey does production for TV shows, mainly Kevin Hart and his career. He does a lot of stuff with them. So he thought I was funny. So he reached out, gave me his number, and he was like, hey, we're going to be in New Jersey. If you want to come up, I don't know how far it is from me, but if you want to come up, I can get you backstage at Kevin Hart TV taping. Wow. So I'm like, shit, that's cool. But it's like, I'm thinking to myself, no, only New Jersey comedians are going to be performing. If I go up there, I'm literally just going up there with a hope and a wish that I'll get to see and talk to Kevin Hart, right? So I get up there. I say, fuck it, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to go. So I take the 2 hours, some change drive. I go up there, you know what I mean? I'm in the bag. I got a production crew badge. It says production crew, so I'm faking like I'm working. And then he's like, yo, that's Kevin Hart manager right there. So I'm like, bet. He literally told me, like, yo, just stand by the snacks. And I introduce you to people as they come around. Soon as he left, I went out and I was like helping take out trash. I was helping throw wires around. Like, I started talking to people.
Hey, listen, that's like just what you talked about, opportunity. That's all you needed was to get in the door, and that's how you got to do it.
Yeah, and then I'm talking to, I go in there and I'm just like, yo, mind you, this is after my car breaks down, right? So I drove up there with my girlfriend's car, like, so I go up there and I see Kevin Hart's manager on the phone. So I purposely take super long throwing his bag away. so he's on the phone, so I'm like, hey, I'm Kyrie. So he's like, cool. He like, you a comedian? He saw my badge. He's like, oh, you on production? I'm like, nah, I'm a comedian. He like, oh, so you performing tonight? I'm like, nah, I'm from Baltimore. So he like, so you drove all the way up here just to come to the show? I'm like, actually, I drove up here to meet you and Kevin. You know what I mean? He like, why? I'm like, look, man, you missed 100% of the shots you never take. And he laughed, and he hung up his phone call, and he told me to walk with him, and we talked for about 15 minutes.
Wow.
And then he told me, like, look, put your number in my phone. He said, put my number in your phone, you text me and give me your number. And I want you to keep me updated with your career.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all. This is some inspiring shit, man. That's awesome. Yeah, that you're taking chances and they're paying off. I'm very happy to hear that, honestly.
Yeah. Man. It's
But that's the biggest thing is you putting yourself in that opportunity. You're not gonna get it sitting at home waiting for it to come knocking at your door. You have to get out there and chase after it. But so it was. I got a question for you as a comedian who does stand up.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you remember everything? Like it really puzzles me when I see I watch a lot of stand-ups. So when I'm like, do they have notes on the floor? And I'm always looking, and I'm like, I don't know if it's a teleprompter because it's sometimes you're in a small club. You know, not everyone's in an arena. The stand-up I watch. So I'm like, God damn! Like, how the fuck do you guys remember that? Can we get that inside information, please?
Honestly, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You just had like the longest set I've done is about 25. No, I'm lying. The longest set, like the longest I performed was about an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay.
And
listen, that is a extreme amount of time for me.
Let me explain. I thought I was only on stage for about 30.
Wow.
And I didn't know it was an hour and 15. I only had 20 minutes of written material. And the rest is just like, I didn't know when my time was up.
Oh, you were just up there freestyling.
Yeah, I didn't know when my time was up. So I just kept going and like.
You got to be fucking funny to do something like that. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I had a couple dry spots, and this is very early. Like I want to say this was probably March. I started stand up in January, and then I did it in March. I performed it at this hotel, and it's wild because it was like a hotel lobby with a stage. So like I'm performing, and as I'm performing, the people I invited to come are there.
Wow.
It's about 20 of them. But that 20 turned into about 55 because people are still coming, and then you have people walking to the elevator that stop and want to turn around and listen to me do stand-up. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, but when I'm on stage, it's mainly like I get into a mental. So what I do is, I can't speak for other comedians, what I do is I have my jokes. Now I try to figure out, as I'm watching other comedians perform, I try to figure out what type of crowd I have and what jokes are going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like I got stories. Most of my jokes are stories, right? Then you have the crowds that are ignorant. You have the crowds that are like cheesy, they're like corny jokes. You have those crowds that don't like to laugh at anything. You just gotta warm them up. So it all depends, honestly, on the crowd, on what you can remember.
Okay.
Because man, I ain't gonna lie to you. The first time I headlined, I had at least 40 minutes of stuff in my head. The first time I headlined, I forgot all of it. I could only remember 2 jokes.
Like 8 Mile when he got him.
Yeah, just like that. To the point where, you know, I'm glad you used that example, to the point where the crowd flipped against me.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, because I got into one of the guys in the crowd, and we were going back and forth, and he got the better of me. And then it's like, I bounced back. But
Papa Doc, I think it was.
Else. So like, I bounced back from it, and the crowd was laughing with me again. But then I couldn't remember no jokes after that.
Damn. So after your show, do people come up to you and they're like, oh, congratulations? Or do they come up to you? You know, obviously it's going to be both, but what happens more? Like, do they come up? Not, you know, I don't want you to give away any of your jokes. I want people to go find the YouTube channel and get all that stuff from you after. But do they come up to you? Are they like, well, you know, I didn't like what you said about so and so? Are they offended, or is it people are pretty much pleased with your?
No. I've only had one negative experience post show. Almost every show afterward, it's a standing applause. I'm getting off. You know, people are, you know, oh, you did great. A lot of the times, it's like older people want to take pictures with me.
Cool.
And like, you know what I mean? And it's happening more often. So I think that's dope where people actually want to, like, oh, hey, can I get a picture with you, please? And it's like, that, I'm not going to lie to you. It's little stuff. Like, a lot of these people, like I say, a lot of these people, like 1 million followers and all that, like, they kind of let it go to their head, and, like, they don't really, like, appreciate a fan. Me, is like, to hear someone for someone to want to take a picture with me that they don't know me at all, and they just want to take a picture with me. That means a lot.
Hell yeah, that's amazing.
To have someone that I don't even know come up to me after the show and just tell me how great they thought I did, like, I don't know, that's awesome. And you know what I mean?
That definitely,
the flip side,
that definitely makes it worth it.
Say it again?
No, I said that definitely makes it worth it, but go ahead.
Yeah, then you have the flip side where you get like I said, I had a heckler, and I was going back and forth, and, you know, the one guy, the one that got the better of him, he come up to me at the show, he's like, oh, man, I apologize. I didn't mean to, you know, go that far. I didn't think I would mess you up. I'm sorry. I'm like, bro, it's cool. Like, and I told him, like, yo, you can take a joke. Like, I can take a joke the same way I can give a joke. It's cool. You know what I mean? You got the better of me. It's cool. He's like, yeah, but I didn't mean to mess you up. I'm like, nah, that ain't on you. That's on me. And we were cool about it. But his buddy, who I've been cracking on too, he wasn't that cool about it. Like, he wanted to go outside the club when everybody was talking and we all talking and laughing. I wouldn't have came. I would have paid to see him and this nigga that. And then he's being like, all right, and then you can tell someone's trying to get a reaction.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing. I'm just like, bro, you old. Like, you're a nobody. Like, you want me to fight you for no reason. Like, I'm still going to crack on you.
That's definitely not worth it. Do hecklers throw you off? I know, like, when I'm doing, like, a live video and someone, you know, because the worst thing you could ever do in America right now is read the comment section or something. So
yeah. I
just happen to, sometimes when I'm on a live video, I'm, you know, doing whatever I'm doing, and sometimes those comments really throw me off. Like, and I'm learning now. Yesterday I was conscious of it for like the second time ever, but I'm really learning to ignore the hecklers or ignore like the bullshit comments that people just like to throw out there.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's like this is how I look at it as far as comments. I don't really receive too many negative comments, but when I do, I just try to look at the person who's making them. Like, and then I try to gauge. Like, it's possible for you to give like you not to like something, but I feel like, and I've tried this, like, if you don't like something, if you can't explain why you don't like something, then you're a hater. Like, it's simple as that.
Wow,
if
true.
If you honestly can't sit here and explain to me
with a
why
valid
you don't
point,
like it,
right,
and give a valid point as to why it's not good, then you're a hater.
True.
And like, as far as like when I do like I'm trying to think of a video, a sketch, like you know, when I do the motherfucker what videos, right?
Right.
Someone actually like quoted the video like, I don't know why people retweet this nigga. He's not that funny. Right? So I quoted the video. So I'm like, well, you kind of just retweeted me. If I wasn't that funny, why'd you quote my video? So he like, oh, well, I'm just saying you not funny. I'm like, why? He like, you just not. All right, you a hater. Next, like,
that's a great point. Like, that's what separates hate from criticism. If you can't give a valid point, if he said you're not that funny, and you're like, why? And you're like, well, you stole this joke, and then you said this, and you fucked up on this joke, and he had three, and I would respect that. Like, if someone said about me, I'd be like, oh yeah, true.
Which is why, like I said, when I had the heckler, I could respect, you know, if someone was displeased. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can respect if someone's displeased and I think I did a bad job, and someone else like, all right, you didn't do that good. And it's like, all right, cool, right? You got a point. I didn't do that good. But those people that just up and, you know what I mean? Like what I find funny to do is like just type in my name. Like, I type in Kyrie on Twitter and just see what people say, right? And there was this one guy like, oh, y'all really think that Kyrie nigga funny? And I was just like, and I'm just looking at him like, bro, do I even?
Nah, see, that's another thing with the internet now. Everybody's, they used to be couch critics, but now they're a critic over the phone, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's a fingertip critic.
A negative, you know what I mean? Like I say, negatives and positives.
Goddamn fingertip critics. You gotta watch them.
I like that name, Fingertip Critics. I was trying saying that, you fucking Fingertip Critic.
Yeah, word. I think we just found the title of the episode. But
Fingertip Critics.
But I appreciate you coming on, man. Seriously, thank you. And we gotta, I don't know how we could I don't know who we gotta write to or what we gotta do. And I was just in California at the Twitter offices. We gotta get your Instagram back. We can't have you suspended. Like, yo, man, this is
my Twitter that's gone.
I mean, excuse me. That's what I meant. I meant your Twitter.
That's what we're gonna do, right? When you throw the episode up, right? You gotta put like the title. Gotta be something cool, like suspended Twitter user, suspended Twitter comedian.
Yeah, word.
He speaks out. You gotta like make it like real catchy, like suspended Twitter comedian Kyrie speaks out. Or internet comedians, like make it real catchy. So like they just think this whole video, this whole interview, is just like me bashing people.
So
do you get on here?
Do you like what if you have to get a new Twitter? Are you willing to start all over?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. And this is my mindset. And this is why the actual thought of my Twitter being suspended kind of like I'm upset in the sense of it irritates me to a certain extent. Because you have someone like Mark Dice, a white Caucasian male, right? He's an open racist. Someone that can call black people niggers on their Twitter. Someone that can support the violence against peaceful protesters in Charlottesville on their Twitter. Someone that can openly display racism, segregation, hate, and persecution of a certain person. And they still had, not only does he have his Twitter, he's verified.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? So
I completely understand. I didn't even look at it that way. You are 100,000% right.
Right. So my mindset is don't tell me the Twitter rules when there's someone that if I died because of race, there's someone that my death could be the result of their tweet. My death, the wrong white supremacist could read his tweet and take it the wrong way.
And decide, you know what? I'm going to go out there and act on this. He's right. We got to make wow, very true.
Let's point out Donald Trump, the president of the United States right now. His tweets are both divisive, and oftentimes can be interpreted as racist.
Of course. He's proving exactly who he is, but...
He has, but my point is, he still has his Twitter.
You're absolutely right.
So you're going to tell me I can't have my Twitter because I told a joke? I'm a comedian. I can't tell a joke. But you can let these white men go around and call us everything in the book. They're Ku Klux Klan Twitters.
Yeah, and they're verified, like you said. They're that little check mark that says that this is exactly who they are in society. You're absolutely right about that.
And you're telling me I can't tell a joke? Like that's a lot. Like, and I know people will like look at it like, oh, this, but like you gotta understand, like.
No, you're 100% right. Like, if a comedian can't get these jokes off and bullshit with people, but this is still happening, that's a real fucking problem, and that actually really needs to be addressed. And I'm glad we got a serious issue at hand here in this episode, because you made such a valid point that no one could even argue that. Like, what? So either we're gonna do no Twitter rules, anything goes, or you got to start pulling from these people also.
Yep.
Who gives a fuck who they are in society? What's right is right. You are 100% right. So I'm going after this. I'm going right to @Twitter, and I don't know if you have to start a ghost account, but we have to. Yeah, I'll put your @name. I don't know if I can find it when with your being suspended, but we definitely, some questions need to be answered about that, most certainly.
They do, and I'm glad you're down with it.
I'm definitely behind that cause.
When you put the title, you gotta be like, Kyrie speaks on being suspended from Twitter. Internet comedians.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? You gotta, because you know they like drama these days. So you put the title of that.
No, but you know, that's the thing. It's not even necessarily drama. It's real. Like you know, You're absolutely right. But so give us your Instagram, man. I definitely got to follow your Instagram.
Look, everything's the same. OMG_it's Kyrie. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everything. You can follow me there. You can.
So it's not spelled like Kyrie Irving. It's Khariy. How does it spell? You know I can't spell. Like
it's Kyrie. Khariy.
Okay. OMG_.
It's Kyrie.
It's Kyrie. I want everybody to go check out his Instagram. Go check out his YouTube. Hopefully by the time this gets out on Monday, like I promised, his Twitter will be back. Definitely go check out his tweets. It's even worth starting an account for because this is good shit and you don't want to miss it. But yo, man, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
No problem, man.
And we're gonna text and back and forth because I definitely got to stay on top of on your this Twitter thing. We got to get you back in.
No doubt.
But yeah, I'll talk to you soon, bro. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Later. All right, listeners, you heard him. I want to thank you all for tuning in. The audio was pretty good overall. We had some in and out moments, but you got the fucking point. As I always say, before I wrap this shit up, I want you to get at me on either Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, however you got. Email me shit from kingbochrist.com. Head over to King Bo Christ Twitter, my Twitter, you know what I mean? I just had to say it. Let me know what you thought about this episode because I think that was a great point he made. And we got to talk about that. I prefer it on Facebook, so it's in like that forum format. We definitely, I'm writing at the same time. I'm really thinking we got to get to the bottom of this, man. That the man made a great point. When is enough? You know, what's a go? What's entertainment? What's divisive? And why is it selective on what's being monitored and being controlled and censored? But let me know about that. So I appreciate you tuning in. As I always say, fuck what your horoscope says, because obviously there's no rules anymore. I'm out. Listeners, whatever you're listening on, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go rate this. So if you're in the iTunes store, go ahead. If you feel like I deserve 1 star, go for it. But if you enjoyed what you heard, go ahead and give that 5 stars. And if you're on anything else, like this and share it with somebody who you think needs to hear it.